So I said I was gonna do it for my chair video. I did not get them done in time because I didn't have exactly what I needed here. So I made sure to get it done for you for this video, and I am so excited to share these with you.
So I picked up these little pan molds. They're in the shape of a Christmas tree, and I grabbed them when I was out in Wisconsin for Sonnet's retreat. I believe it was at the St. Vincent de Paul in Neenah, Wisconsin. And the minute I saw these, I knew exactly what I was going to do with them. And these just turned out perfect. I love them. So I knew I needed to turn these into the famous Little Debbie Christmas tree cake ornaments. So what I'm going in here with is just some fusion paint, which is an all-in-one paint, and I'm putting a base coat on these. I did decide that this was not the right color, and I will be going in with a second color in just a moment. But while I'm painting these, let me introduce myself. My name is Sandra, and I am the owner and creator here at Midwest Charm. I specialize in repurposed, upcycled vintage home decor and furniture, as well as all of your upcycling DIY crafty needs. I carry Debbie's Design Diaries DIY paint. I also have their Cottage Color line, which is an all-in-one. I carry Sweet Pickins Milk Paint. I carry Iron Orchid Designs, Roy Cycled Treasures decoupage papers, and Connie Lines and Designs rice paper. You can care you can find us on all of the social medias, which are linked in the description, as well as on our website, www.midwestcharm.co, and in person in Hinckley, Minnesota. All of the information is linked below in the description for that. Let's get back to our project. I end up pulling out DIY white swan and giving these a second coat, and in spots just a little touch up third coat. They just were not white enough. The color I had pulled out was more of an off-white, and I wanted these to be white white. If you've ever had a Little Debbie Christmas tree cake, you know that they are white frosting with green sprinkles and red stripes. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And I want to make sure that I have all of the metal covered up. And then I'm going to seal in the white swan with some Big Top by DIY. So these are all going to get like one full coat and a touch-up coat of the white swan. We're going to let that dry completely and then go in with that coat of Big Top and make sure that that white is completely sealed in before we moved on to the next steps. Now, for the next step, I did a little bit of some testing. I was going to use some of the fusion paint in the green for the little sugar sprinkles. But when I went to water it down to make the little splatters that I used, the color wasn't quite right. So I ended up going in with Eden by DIY for our green sprinkles. And I did not get that filmed. But let me show you also a quick clip of these all painted up completely white and sealed with that Big Top. So for the green sprinkles, I did go in with that Eden paint. I watered it down and I took a paintbrush and just tapped it on, let it completely dry, and now I am going in with Carnival Red, and I added a few drops of some paint frosting, which is a DIY product, and I made this thick, and that paint frosting makes it have that texture of frosting. And I did this so that all of those little red lines would stay raised on top of our white little cakes here. And I really wanted them to, that red line to really seem raised like it is for, like on the actual cakes. So I just continue to put on all of these lines. I do go in and touch up any little spots on these if I like didn't get it thick enough in a spot, or I missed a spot or needed to fill it in, whatever I needed to do. I did go back in and do touch ups with that. And this is very, very thick. So I am like kind of spinning my brush into it to pull it out and be able to get a nice little line on these. It took a little bit of patience to really work that thicker paint with that thin brush because I wanted it detailed, but I also wanted to make sure that it was raised. So, I mean, like I said, it took a little bit of work with it, but that paint frosting did a beautiful job. And these turned out exactly how I wanted. Once everything is completely dried, I did leave these sit overnight. I do go in with a coat of Big Top over the top of all this to seal everything in. The last thing I did that I do not have video of is I did take my, it was an impact electric screwdriver. I don't know what you want to call it, electric drill. And I took out a drill bit and drilled a hole into the top of each of these. So I held it on the edge of the table so that the point of the tree was facing the drill. And I just drilled a hole in nice and slow. And then I used some of my thin velvet ribbon and put it through the hole, tied a little knot underneath so you can't see it. And that way these would hang on the tree perfectly. I was really trying to figure out a way for these to hang without putting a back on them like I did with those little wreaths I made. So this was the perfect solution for that, and they turned out adorable. I am going to show you our little final results here and let you see those while I finish this up. You guys make sure you let me know what you think of these. I can't wait to hear your thoughts.
So what did you think? How do you think they turned out? I really love them, you guys. They turned out so good. They turned out so stinking good. And I literally just drilled a hole right through the top, put my little velvet ribbon in, and they turned out so cute. I cannot wait to get these sold. Let me know below if you've like Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. They're a huge hit in our house every year. I mean, it doesn't help that my father-in-law used to deliver them, but they're a huge hit in our house. So we love them. I love all the decor I'm seeing with them and thought that these little tins were the most perfect thing for them ever. We'll see you guys all next time.